Hi everybody, my name is Bryce. I'm a student at Hackabots in a bootcamp, a full stack bootcamp, and I have been doing these last weeks a little project, a personal project, nothing to do with the bootcamp. I have finally ended it this week, so I wanted to show it, and and overall I wanted to show how I did it, because okay, it's nice, you see it and it works and it's nice, but I want to show that I didn't copy paste. I didn't import the code. I did it myself, and probably it's not the best code, and it could be a lot better, but I'm proud of it. I think I did a good job. So okay, let's start. So this initial page, this index page, this main page, is an exercise we did when we were learning CSS. We did several exercises, and one of them had to do with animations, and it's a simple exercise, and I kind of decided to use it as the core of my little project. So the code of this is not mine. It's from my Professor Berto, to who I say thank you, because he helped me with some things of this little project. So okay, it's just a simple HTML with is basically a header with an h1, an av, an ul, and 3 lis, and inside is there are 3 links. Okay, it's just there is a common CSS for all the project, for family, minimum height, flex display, column, center. It's a center flex, sorry, a column flex. With animation sliding that transforms from 3rm to 0, and from 0 opacity to 1. You can see it when you go to the main page. You can see it one more time. Yeah, one after another, because in the personal CSS of the main page, because this is the common for all the project, for all the website, not necessarily a website, application web mostly, but okay. We have animation delays, and that's why we have one first and then the others. And well, yeah, as I said, this is not my code. I just copied it, so I just wanted to show it, because well, it's part of the project, but it's not mine. There's another flex inside this is one flex, and this is another flex inside the main flex, let's say. And okay, this is going to be a common element in all the project. There is going to be a flex box in almost every project. There is one project I decided to try grid, but mostly is flex box. And much this. there is free images for video. I decided to put Pokemons because I love Pokemon, but you can change the images and it's going to be another completely different thing, but the animation is the same. And well, I think there is no more to say about this. So let's start with the part of the project that is really mine, that is almost the 90% of the whole project. Just only this part is not mine. So okay, so I sorry, so I have this idea of practicing JavaScript applied to the DOM, and I thought of the idea of doing it with Pokemon, because Pokemon is a video game franchise that I love, and it's a very common video game franchise, so it's something that everybody knows and can understand. Anyway, I will explain some of the elements that I included in the project. So if you don't know anything about Pokemon, it's okay. I'm going to explain to you the basis of the elements that I used in the project. So okay, so we have the 3 games of the first generation, Pokemon Red, Blue and Yellow, and I thought, okay, I want to do an application in every one of these 3 boxes. When I click in them, I go to another page, and I want to do a different thing in every page, So okay, we start with Pokemon Red. We click in Pokemon Red. Okay, we have the animation that we already saw in the main page, but we have, okay, this is a flex. This is basically the same flex box with different images and some elements and new elements. So okay, and I was thinking, okay, what can I do in every one of these pages, of these sub projects, let's call it that, and I came to the conclusion, okay, I remember that evolution in Pokemon games is not an only path. It depends on the Pokemon. There are some Pokemons that evolve with this mechanism, and there are others that evolve with another mechanism. And in particular, in first generation, I think there are only 3 mechanisms. I don't remember well. There are a lot more of mechanisms because Pokemon is a 20 years old franchise. There are a lot of games, and every game has a lot of new things. But I decided to keep it simple and just do the original evolution mechanism. So okay, in every one of these 3 projects, in fact, let's show you the 3 projects in perspective. Let's take a look at every one of them. So we already see the red. The blue is you see, this particular one gives me a lot of problems, but I will talk about it when we will talk about it later. And okay, and this is another one. And okay, you in Pokemon, you have in the first Pokemon games, there were 3 ways to achieve evolution. The most simple one was evolution by level up. Almost I don't know, 70% of the Pokemons in the first generation, when level up and reach a certain level, they evolve. Some of them only evolve 1 time, another, like these 3 that are the initials, Charmander, Squirtle and Bulbasaur, they evolve 2 times, and they evolve at the same level. So that was that allow me to make things easier, because if one of them doesn't evolve on the same level, the code will have been a little more messy, and it's already very messy, but thanks to them evolving at the same level, I could do things better for me and less job, and everything is better this way. So okay, so I let's check the HTML. So I have here with CSS, with HTML, and read JavaScript with the most important part, but okay, let's start with the HTML. Okay, so it's a header. I decided to maintain the main page structure, and okay, it's a header. Everything is a header. I don't want to complicate things. Everything is a header, and we have an h1, and we have a nav, ul, and 3 LIs, and inside every li we have 3 images. You only are seeing one, but there are 3 images. The 3 forms of the Pokemon are here because I tried in the first time. I tried to create the image with the JavaScript, but it turned out to be quite problematic. So I decided, okay, I'm going to put the 3 images, and some of them are going to be hide, and the others are going to be visible, and I'm going to play with that, with the status of the image. Okay, I'm gonna show you. So okay, we have 3 images and a paragraph. Inside the paragraph I put a strong, because I wanted to have the an element inside the paragraph apart from the button, and inside this strong we have the level of the Pokemon. It's level 5 because the 3 initials, when you start the game, you chose one of the 3 of these 3 Pokemons, and they all start in level 5. So okay, and we have a button, and in this button we have a, it's not an image, it's a background image, and it's an object, an item called Rare Candy, that in the game, when you give one rare candy to a Pokemon, the Pokemon level ups. It's like a cheat, but they are so rare. They are rare candies. I mean, they are so few that it's not a total cheat. Well, you can hack the game, and you could have infinite rare candies, but the game doesn't allow you to do that. So it's a little way to speed things up. And if you very like a Pokemon and you want him or you want it to evolve fast, you give to him these rare candies, and it will level up very fast. So okay, the main thing of this first sub-project is that you click on the rare candy and the Pokemon level ups. Okay, the 3 buttons works. So every time you click every time you click on the rare candy, it's like you are giving the rare candy to the Pokemon, and the Pokemon levels up. So I don't know if I show you first the CSS is mostly like the main pages with animation that we already saw. It's a flex column. This is a flex column. Animation delays. What I say before, no? You have 3 images in one place. One of them is the relative position, and the others are absolute, so they are like over. No, okay, we can play with this, and we have 2 images in one position now. And I play with these values, with these parameters, and we have the visibility hidden, but we change it to visible in the JavaScript, and we will see. It's the same with Squirtle and with Bulbasaur. We have a row flex, a little row flex inside every li. I'm not sure if the pronunciation in English is li, but I don't know, and in my English is already not perfect. let's just say that. So I don't want to make mistakes that I don't know about. Yeah, we have a row and p-string, p-button, rare candy. Here we have another button that we will talk about it. This is a create button. We are going to create buttons in the JavaScript. We are going to create another paragraph. We are going to change the class. We have the images with classes and IDs, and we're going to play with the class. We did this. I'm not sure right now. Maybe we play with them, but with the class, I remember we play with the class name, and we change the class name. So, and there are 2 animations that they play with opacity, and I will explain why. So okay, let's go to the JavaScript, and okay, we select with the JavaScript the buttons. We select all buttons. We create an audio. We select the header and create a paragraph that's going to be in the bottom part of the header. The paragraph is going to be here. Okay, the audio is not in any place. It's just in the document, because we don't need to see it. We just need to listen to it, to hear it. And we put the class to the paragraph. Okay, we append it to the header, and we go with the event. Okay, we have an event, name it handle click with an arrow function, and inside the arrow function, okay, the button is the target of the event, and we create not is not exactly the word. Okay, we have a lot of variables, constants that are in. Okay, we have the button like the starting point, and from the button I decided to go to these elements: previous element sibling, next element sibling, parent element. But the important thing here is these 3 constants in im image 1, image 2, image 3, and I think we use the li. Okay, the first important thing is this. Okay, so we put a condition if the strong, remember the strong is the level number. Okay, if this part don't have an attribute named data count, we create the data count. Any of them have the data count, so we are creating, the first time we click, we are creating the data count, and this data count is going to be updated. Anytime we click, the data count goes one number more, and the text content of the strong element change from level 5 to level, and the update count, this constant that we create here, to the count that takes the data count and data count plus 1. Every time we click, the data count every time we click, we have we count one more number. We add sorry, I didn't find the word. We add one more number to the data count, so it's going one level at a time. Every time we click, I already showed you. Okay. Every time we click, the level goes up one level at a time. And this is where came the real challenge, because okay, that's easy. You just click and the number goes up. That's easy to do. But as I said before, these free Pokemon, they evolve in a given level, and this level is 16. So you go to the level 16, and this is what's going to happen. Congratulations, Charmander evolved into Charmeleon. If someone has played the game, I think I did a neat job. I think it's pretty much like the game. This like the image of the evolved Pokemon with the non-evolved Pokemon. I don't know how to say it, but okay, first one image, second next they are going to go in intermediate. Sorry, sometimes I'm not expressing myself the correct way. Sometimes I don't know how to say things, or sometimes I just forget how I say a word. So okay, is that you see we are using this animation that I already showed you with the opacity, and the image is going from opacity 1 to 0 to 1 in an infinite iteration. And you see the first image is going from 1 to 0, but the second image is going from 0 to 1. So they are, when one is in opacity 1, the other is in opacity 0, and they are like changing between these two states, not infinite, because I told the program that okay, you stop here, but they will be going in infinite times if I didn't do that. So okay, so I say when the dead count goes to 16 or beyond, and I put another thing because I will talk about it late, sorry. But okay, if you go to dead count 16 or more, because we will see we can cancel, you already saw a B button, that is the button to cancel the evolution in the Pokemon games. Maybe you decide you don't want your Pokemon to evolve, or unless you don't want it to evolve just yet, and you can cancel it. And okay, maybe you don't want it to evolve to 16, but when the Pokemon is going to be 17, it's going to evolve again, and you can cancel again, and you can do that almost infinitely. Not infinitely, but well. So okay, when the other count goes beyond 16, you change the class name of three images. We have 3 images, and I say the first image is the first element child of the Li. In the case of Charmander, this is the image 1. This is the image 2, and this is the image 3. They are the 3 forms of the evolution chain. It's pretty simple, I think. So I say, okay, you change this class name. The first image is going to be now evolve, sorry, and it's going to be relative, and the other is going to be absolute, and they are going to do this animation one at a time, then the other, for an amount of time, but the animation is going to be infinite. But I'm going to say the time duration of it. Okay, they are going to change the class names, and now because this all the 7, oh my gosh, 200 lines is not good, isn't it? Because the 7 is going to be for every button. We already said, okay, const buttons, all buttons, but every one of these buttons is going to have this event. That's what means this part. But when a Pokemon is evolving, you usually have one Pokemon at a time evolving, and when maybe you have 2 Pokemons that can evolve, but they are not going to be at the same time, unless in the first games. I don't know, in the last games I'm not sure about it. But in the first games you are not going to have this. Only one Pokemon and then the other. So when the Pokemon is evolving, you cannot give rare candies to the others. This is not going to work. Okay, we're going to cancel it. So and that's why I put this. You can use this event when one Pokemon is evolving. And well, okay, the audio is going to be this audio that is almost a iconic audio in the Pokemon franchise. That is the audio for evolving, and the text is going to be, what? Squirtle is evolving, oh my gosh. Sorry. And the next step is that we are going to create a cancel button. We're going to create an element, a button. It's going to be a cancel button with the class cancel. I already showed you, yes, the button cancel. They have a B button as a background image. There is no much more to it. We are going to create this cancel button. We're going to append it to the paragraph inside the li that we already put here. Okay, the parent element of the strong and the button is going to be the P. I'm going to append it, and I'm going to give this new button that I have created, I'm going to give to it an event, and it's going to be an event, a click event, and it's going to cancel the evolution. So if the button is clicked, you cancel the evolution. If the li is Charmander, the first class name is going to be Charmander, and the image second is going to be Charmeleon. If it's Squirtle, Squirtle and Wartortle. If it's Bulbasaur, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur. I'm just playing with the class names. I'm just saying, okay, I want this to evolve, so I'm going to change the class names to a class that have this animation, this evolving animation. But in the moment I click the B button, I cancel the evolution, so they go back to the original class name. Maybe there is a way to say to the JavaScript, go to the original, but I don't know. I don't know about this way. So I decided to use this lane way of doing things. If someone of you know a better way, I'm all ears. You can let me comments in YouTube or in my social networks, and I would like to learn to do this and other things better. It's okay. And you remove the buttons now are able nor disabled. here the buttons were disabled, so we wouldn't that. But in the moment that you pulse the B button, okay, now you can use the other buttons. You push the B button and you can use the other buttons. That part I think is pretty simple. And well, the audio is going to be silent. The cancel button is going to be removed. We are going to clear a timeout. I will talk about the timeout in a few moments. And the test is going to change. You cancel the evolution. You are heartless, because it's a cruelty to cancel an evolution. But okay, it's the game gives you the choice. So if I'm doing a kind of a simulator, I'm going to give you the choice too. Is justice, I suppose. Okay, and we add the event to the B button. But if you don't push the B button, I have a set timeout function, because as I said before, the animation is infinite. The animation is going to be all the time, but I don't want it to be infinite, because obviously I want it to end. I want my Pokemon to evolve. So I decided to use a set timeout, and it basically takes the image 1 and it's going to be the original class name, and the image 2, but I play with the visibility and position parameters. But there's another thing that I don't know how to do. I don't know how to access the CSS document or CSS file from the JavaScript file. I don't know how I can do that. So I was searching, looking for a way to do this, and I found that I can alter the style in the HTML document. Okay, and in the HTML document I don't have styling in any of the elements, but I can create that style in the elements, and I can say, okay, this is going to be this way. So I say to the HTML document, I say, first, you change the image 1 is going to be now the class name is going to be again Charmander, but the visibility is going to be hidden and the position is going to be absolute, and the second image is going to be Charmeleon. That's okay, but the visibility is going to be visible and the position is going to be relative. It's going to be the core image the first image, and the other images are over it. Just let's say that. And we do the same with Squirtle and Bulbasaur, and we can do it. Okay, Squirtle, now I'm going to let you evolve. And that's it. Well, sorry. And when this set timeout functions, you remove the disable attribute to the button. So now I can again click the other buttons, and this is going to be in 11 seconds because I found out is a nice time, because the audio file is like 20 seconds, but 5 seconds is like too short and 20 is too long, so I say okay, in 11 seconds, and that's the reason I put 11 seconds. There is no another one. Bulbasaur evolve into Ivysaur. Okay, but as I said before, this Pokemon have a second evolution, and the second evolution is at level 36. So I decided to say again, if the update count is 36 or higher, then you don't do the other evolution, you do this. But okay, if I just have put update count more than 16 and the other was more than 56, I will have a problem. I think I will have a problem, maybe not. I know what I'm thinking, I'm not so sure about it, but at the moment I thought that I will have a problem. That is going to be if I'm going to 36 and the Pokemon hasn't evolved to the second form, the Pokemon is going to evolve to the second and the third at the same time. It's going to be pretty chaotic. So I decided to say to the JavaScript, okay, more than 66 and the second image doesn't have a visibility style in the HTML, and when I create a visibility style in the HTML, now this doesn't count, and I can go like canceling all the time the evolution, and when it reach 36 it's not going to evolve to now I can show it. Maybe you have to believe me now. Okay, I'm going to show it because it's something that I think is important. So okay, we go to the 16 and we cancel again, another more time. Okay, at level 36, a normal Pokemon, the Charmander. Okay, Charmander, you evolve. I'm going to talk about the code. So, okay. At level 36, a normal Pokemon is going to evolve. This Pokemon is going to evolve to the next state. But Bulbasaur haven't evolved to the second stage. Yeah, this is the third stage. Charizard is the third stage. Bulbasaur hasn't evolved for the first time, so he can't evolve to the third stage because that's a little bit like cheating, no? So he first have to evolve to the second stage. And now he can evolve to the next stage, but it's going to be a level later, and you can really have like Bulbasaur at level 50, and at 51 he's going to evolve at Ivysaur. Okay, let's Squirtle evolve, so we have all the Pokemon evolved. So that's why I say this, like, okay, the count is over 16, but the image 2 doesn't have an style inline, a style inline with visibility. That means the image 2 point dot style dot visibility equals to false. That's what this exclamation here means. So if it goes to the 36, it doesn't yeah, it doesn't go directly to the 36 evolution. I don't remember if the problem was that the true, because if this is a conditional, so it only can activate one of the true, no? I'm not sure right now. That's probably a pretty something very basic, very I don't know. I think the program chose one of them. So maybe the problem was that if I didn't have this thing with the image 2 visibility, the problem was that the Bulbasaur is going to evolve to Venusaur. I think that's maybe the problem. Not sure. I remember I have a problem, so I decided to do this with the style visibility. If the style visibility is false, you do the first evolution. If it is true, you do the second evolution. But now I have the second evolution. If I just don't touch this and I level up, it's going to evolve again, because that's how programs work, I guess. So I decided to add another thing. If the date count is over 36 and the second image style dot visibility is it's not that it is 6, it is 6 and is visible. The parameter is visible, and the style visibility of the image 3 doesn't exist, then you do this, the Pokemon evolve to the final evolution. And it's pretty much the same, but instead of using the image 1 and image 2, we use the image 2 and the image 3. We change the class name to evolve and evolve 2, and we have this animation. You can use the other buttons, the audio of evolution, we create a cancel button. If we click the cancel button, it's going to revert to the original class, and the buttons are going to be not disabled. The audio is going to be silent. We remove the paragraph, clear the timeout, and the text is going to call you heartless. And we add this to a second button named cancel 2. Well, the text this hasn't to be here. This is not a good position to this. I prefer it here. Okay, what is evolving? And after 11 seconds, they are going to return to the original class name, and their visibility is going to be from hidden to visible. This time we don't need to change the position attributes, because the thing with the position attributes is that if I didn't change the position attributes here, when I go to the second evolution, it's going to give me an error. It's going to work very bad, because if I don't change the positions, the style position, and I don't say the second image is now the relative, in the second evolution it has a visual glitch, not exactly a glitch, but okay, a visual glitch that they are not in the same position. But if I change the style position of the second image, you have seen for yourself, everything is fine, everything works fine. And after 11 seconds, congratulations, we use the second audio file, that is a little file of 5 seconds, that is the end of the evolution. I thought they were the same file, but it turned out that they are not. They are two audio files, one for the evolution process and one for the evolution after complete. Well, it's better this way, because it would have been very difficult to do it with only one audio file. So that's pretty much all. We have another conditional, and I'm going to show you after I evolve war total. Congratulations, we're total evolved into Blastoise. So the thing with Pokemon is there is a cap level. You can have a level 500 Pokemon, and this cap level is in 100. You only can level up a Pokemon until it's level 100. So I decided to say, if the death count is 100, you remove the button. Remove the child of P that is a button. You remove this. And I only say that this button were disabled when I did the evolution code. I said if the update count is not 100 and the evolution is complete, okay, you remove the disable attribute. But if we were going to have, I'm not going to do it because it's pretty annoying to cancel 100 times. But if we were we could have a Bulbasaur, for example, with level 100, and well, it's not pretty much, it's not necessary now that I think about it, because when you go to level 100 the button disappears. But okay, in the moment I did this, I decided it were necessary. Now that I think about it, maybe it was not. I will have to check it, but not now. So okay, if we could have a Bulbasaur level 100 or an Ivysaur, because that's possible in Pokemon, but once the Pokemon have a level 100, it can evolve because it can level up. So you have a Bulbasaur level 100 and you are going to never have an Ivysaur or Venusaur because you already have a Bulbasaur level 100. Sorry, ma'am. And we can do the same with the others. We can have a Charizard level 100 and a Blastoise level 100. And that's pretty much this first subproject. This is already a very long YouTube video, but I have to show you the other two subprojects. But it's okay. The evolution code is basically this. I'm just going to copy it and change some things, but the evolution code is going to be pretty much like this. So I have already explained it. So and I think there is nothing that I haven't explained it of this. But anyway, I'm going to give you a link to my GitHub repository, and you can see the code and tell me what's wrong and what do you think, how can I improve it. I already, just like I said, I have to change a couple things that I have that right now I have seen that maybe are not necessary, like this. I think this maybe is not necessary, but I prefer to check it out in another moment. So okay, this was the first subproject. Let's go with the next. Oh my gosh, I think I never have been talking in English for so long. And it's a bit tired, so sorry about it. Let's go with blue. Sorry. Okay, like this the CSS maybe here. Okay, and let's go with Pokemon Blue. And okay, the second mechanism, there are some Pokemons that maybe they have one evolution that is leveling up, like these two Pokemons, Graveler and Haunter. The original are Geodude and Ghastly, and Geodude and Ghastly have a level evolution. I don't remember at what level they evolve, but they evolve at some level. But the second evolution is not by leveling up. The second evolution, you need to use the Game Boy cable, so you trade. You trade your Pokemon with a friend's Pokemon. In this we are going to trade a Graveler with a Haunter, and when the trade is when you finish the trade, the Pokemon is going to evolve. This is another mechanism of evolving to Pokemon for Pokemon. So okay, let's see the HTML. We have a header again, because as I said, I didn't want to complicate things. A nav, but this time we have more than a nav. We have a nav with a UL and two LIs that are three images. In every one of these two LIs we have, like before, we have two images, one over another, and one is visible and the other not, and we are going to play with that. We have these two images, Graveler and Haunter. Next we have a section with 3 buttons. This time I decided not to create the cancel buttons, because this project is a lot about CSS and about position. It has to be so not perfect, but the position, so these images they have to be in the perfect position. And if I created buttons, the position of some elements was going to change. So I decided that after trying and after a lot of time trying, I decided to not create the buttons. The buttons are already in the HTML, but they are disabled and they are hidden. So even if I click here in a mistake, they don't activate. And we have a paragraph that is hidden too, and we don't see it, but there is a paragraph here. And because it's all about the position and the CSS, that's why I decided not to create it in the JavaScript, but to have it already in the HTML. And this is about a lot of CSS and a lot of percents, a lot of position of trying, okay, with this percent, this goes here and goes there, and it's a flex box again. And we have it's a column flex box, another column flex box, and this all is a flex row. I think I remember that was in the common CSS. Flex column. The header is a flex column. Okay, it's a flex column, and we have flex columns inside a flex column. Okay. Now I have my doubts for a moment, but now I remember. Yeah, it's a flex column, and there are flex column inside. Okay, and the UL has a background image that is 2 Game Boys. This is all an image. I looked for a lot of images, and I found this to be the only one that was not perfect, but the best image to put here without using Photoshop or another image edit software, because I didn't want to edit images, because I want to practice JavaScript. So okay, we have this a background image, flex column. These images have this, there are a lot of percents, because this percent is what allows this image to be in this position. A lot of work that maybe I didn't need, but I decided to. Okay, here there is a flex row. The header section, this is a flex row. These two are flex columns, but the two are this place is a head row. Okay. A flex row, not a head row. There are some English mistakes that I do because my level of English is that, but there are others that are because I'm tired of talking a lot of time, like I'm talking for almost an hour, I think, and it's tiring to not talk in your original native language. Can be pretty tiring. I'm aware of that right now. But okay, I decided to do this way, so I'm doing until the end. Flex row, percents, the cancel button with a background B button, and the header size. Oh yeah, the header size. Header size is special. I didn't say anything about it. The header size is a pokeable image and is hidden around here, and it's going to be visible when we press the start trade, and I'm not going to press it yet, and it's going to be a a pokeable image, and it's going to have an animation. Header side image, paragraph, and the trade animation. Trade animation is going to move this pokeball. The pokeball is going to move along the Game Boy cable. It's going to go from one Game Boy to the other, like this, and from this one Game Boy to the other, and it's going to do the trade. We have one animation that is trade, another animation that is trade reverse. That is the reverse animation. And we have the class evolve and evolve2 for the evolution animation. That is pretty much the CSS. Let's go with the important part, the JavaScript. This time I select a lot of things before the event: button, header, text, images, all the images 1 and all the images 2. I create the audio. And sorry, and last we have, well, not last, but pretty much last. This time almost 300 lines, code lines. I'm not proud of that, but okay, we will improve it in the next months, years that I will be studying and working, I hope, as a programmer. And we have the 100 click event. We have here a lot of elements again. cancel 2, section aside, nav, only one image, but the important ones I think are this: the first li, the 2 images in the first li, and the 2 images in the first li 2. This time I couldn't say like, you know, in the previous subproject I didn't refer to an image in such a specific way, but this time I had to do it because the images are going to change the position, and that is problematic, that give me a lot of problems. So I decided to, okay, I'm going to refer to the image in this position and to the image in this position, and when they change, I'm going to change their parameters, so I have to be specific. And that's why I decided to create constant temporal constants where I'm going to storage the class names for constants for each of the class names. And in the moment you click the button, this button, the press to start the trade button, the images 1 and images 2, they are going to be hidden. Images 1 refers to the first child of the li, Graveler and Hunter, and image 2 refers to the evolutions, Golem and Gengar. They are going to be all hidden. Maybe it was not necessary to hidden the image 2 because they already are hidden, because the CSS is hidden for them. I don't remember, if I remember well, yeah, they are hidden. So maybe this is another thing that I can delete from the code. I will have to check it. And the aside class name is going to go from Pokeball, I think, Pokeball, yeah, to the aside class name. Yeah, I decided call aside to the section X elements only, but I didn't alter the image class. I altered the aside class. Well, it works anyway, but maybe it could have been a better decision to change the image side, the aside, and not the aside itself. But it is going to work anyway, so it doesn't matter for this show. I don't know. I'm showing you my work, my project. It's going to change to trade, and it's going to do this animation that is going to move the Pokeball for the cable link, and it's going, the evolution audio is the same that the trading audio. If you don't believe me, look for it, but they are the same. So I use again the evolution audio, and I make the paragraph in the bottom of the HTML visible, and it states that you are trading these two Pokemons. And then in the previous sub-project, sorry, I used it just as set timeout, but this time I have to do it so you click the button, and there are going to be like a chain of reactions, you know. It's going to be, okay, first, okay, first the Pokeball is going to move this way and then this other way. Then the two images are going to change positions. Then one of these images are going to evolve, because they are not going to evolve simultaneously. And then the other is going to evolve. The other Pokemon is going to evolve. So this is like a chain of events, of functions. And I decided, okay, what can I do with this? And I decided I'm going to use promises. Promises. Finish promises. I'm going to use promises, and I'm going to use an async await function where I will say will in this async function I'm going to say what order these promises are going to have. And I'm not sure if this is the correct way to use promises, but I thought that it could be a nice way to practice it, because I think they are very important in programming, and I came to the decision that I was going to use it then. So I use promises. So we have one promise. Sorry, maybe sometimes I don't. Sometimes my pronunciation is because a lack of practice, but sometimes is because I read the word like if it was Spanish, promise, and I think it's promise, or maybe it's promise. In Spanish it will be like promise, but in English right now I'm not sure if it's promise or promise, so sorry if I'm making a mistake deliberately. And okay, I put a promise and I say after 7 seconds you change the class name of that site, and it's going to be not trade, it's going to be trade reverse, and it's going to move the Pokeball in the other way. Okay. It's going to move the Pokemon the other way. Yeah. And okay, next promise. After other 7 seconds, you are going to change the position of these two images. How can I do that? Well, I'm sure there is a better way. I'm sure of it, and I have looking for, and I found 2 ways. Sorry, one moment. Sorry, I had to pause the video 1 second. So where were I? In promises. Yeah, the second promise. Okay, the 2 images are going to change places, but not the elements themselves. Not the elements themselves. We are going to change the class names, or more like the IDs. No, sorry. We're going to create a new temporal constants, a lot of temporal constants. That's why. I remember what I was saying before the pause. I was saying that what was I saying? Sorry, I remember. I was saying that I looked for a lot of other possibilities, and I found out that you can use I don't remember the name, clone. I think it was clone. You can use a clone, so you clone the element, and you can change the element with another element using this clone. But I tried it and I didn't find a good way to use it, so I decided I was not going to use it. I decided to use a worse way maybe, but I wanted this way, to use this way, and I decided that it would be better to use it this way. So okay, we create another constants, temporal 5, temporal 6, 7 and 8. In temporal 5 we are going to put the ID of the first LI, that is going to be Graveler, and and we are going to change the ID of the first LI with the ID of the second LI. I know it's a bit confusing maybe, and we are going to do the same with the source of the image. We are going to change the first image source with the second one, and we are going to change the second one's the second one. No, so how can I say this? We have two images, one, let's call it that, and 3 images 2, and we are going to change the 1 with the 2 and the 1 with the 2 and we are going to change this for this, only the sources. We are going to change this source for this source, and this source, for this source, oh, sorry, yeah, we are going to change that, and the ID of the li, and we are going to change the style background that in this moment doesn't exist, but is going to exist eventually, and we are going to need it. It's a bit like the style visibility that we used in the previous sub-project. This style background is going to be a bit like that. Template, so okay, and we change the class names. We change we use the temporal constants to change the class names. Change the class names, yeah. And we're going to change this with this, and this, wait, sorry, and this with this. I think so. Class name 11 with 10.3, yeah, 2 1, 1 2 with 2 2. Yeah, it's pretty confusing way, pretty too much work way, because if I would have looked more for the clone way, it would have been more easy, but I didn't want at the moment. I decided to do it this way because I didn't understand well the clone way, and I decided to do it this way. And well, I will have to, if I want to improve this code, I'm going to have to learn the clone way. There is no other way. A little joke. And now the images are going to be visible, and we are going to see this trade thing. Oh, sorry, that's not the window. Okay, so we press start, and the Pokeball is going to move along the cable link, and now it's going to move in the other way. And now we have the Pokemons, and the Pokemons are going to evolve, but I don't want them to evolve, not right now. They are going to evolve. I'm going to let them evolve eventually, not right now. I don't want. I'm a monster. You cancel the evolution, you are a monster. So okay, we change the position, and now this is a different audio file. This time what we heard is a different audio file. That is the audio that sounds when the trade ends. When the trade ends, is this audio that sounds. Okay, and what's next? The evolution, and as I said, is pretty much the same as the code I used for the previous project. Okay, we have the evolution audio. Well, I have this time. I don't use the levels as a condition. I use another thing. I use the style background, and I say when this evolve, I create a style background that is pretty much transparent, because I want it to be so, and it's pretty much transparent. And if the style background is not transparent, or well, it doesn't exist in this time, it will be like it doesn't exist. But okay, let's leave it at it. Okay, so if the style background is not transparent, then the Pokemon is going to evolve. So we change the class names to evolve and evolve2. We have the animation of the evolution like in the previous project, and we have the visibility of the second image is going to be visible, and the B button is going to be visible, and we are going to add an event to the cancel button, to the B button, and if the ID of the LI is Graveler, they are going to be Graveler and Golem, the class names of the images, but mostly they are going to be again the original class names, but we have changed these class names. Okay, so now they are in the different positions, so this works pretty well, and the visibility of the second image is going to be hidden, and we are already show it. I will show it again in the next iteration. And we add this event to the cancel, and I didn't say, but the promise have a resolve parameter and a reject parameter. I didn't use the reject parameter because I didn't feel like I need it. I think it's more a parameter to backend operations, and I only needed it to resolve. So after this set timeout is start, we resolve. After this set timeout start, we resolve. After this set timeout start, we resolve. But maybe the Pokemon already evolved. So what? If the Pokemon already evolved, I don't want to set timeout. We directly resolve. We don't want to set timeout. If the Pokemon hasn't have this background style, we activate the bomb. We activate the set timeout. But if the Pokemon doesn't have it, we don't activate it. So we resolve, and we go to the next promise. And the next promise is a promise that I had to create because the chain didn't flow the correct way, and the chain needed like a promise, a empty promise. This is an empty promise, but I needed it because if I didn't have this promise, the process was going to be like it's going to be to jump from one step to the other too fast. So I create a promise that is a 10 seconds, and in these 10 seconds the evolution animation is going on and out, and it gives it the proper pace, and it can sorry, one moment please. Okay, sorry. And it can go the proper way, so that's why I have this promise here. And finally the evolution ends, so we have a new a new temporal constant that change the source of the first image with the second image. Basically we change this with this. This had a reason, but right now I don't remember. This is pretty embarrassing. This has a reason, and I remember that I tried to do it without this, and it didn't work the proper way. And right now I don't remember exactly why this was this way. But I don't remember right now. But I assure you, this is necessary. This temporal constant is necessary. And now you have the source of the audio, evolution complete, and you create the background style, a transparent background that is going to be a condition. You remember, it's going to be a condition here. It's going to be a condition there, and now the second image, because we changed the source of the first and the second, this is pretty confusing, I know. The second image is going to be hidden and the first is going to be visible. I remember why I did this, because when I end the trade I say all the first images visible. So if the image has evolved, if the Pokemon has evolved, the second image is going to be the first. They are going to change. So when I trade again, they don't revert the evolution. Let's say. I remember it was that. I remember now. And I change the class names. They change this class name with this, and that's all. The button is hidden now again, and the text change. Okay, and this is after 1 second, because this is all 11 seconds of evolution animation like in the previous project. But if the Pokemon already evolved, then resolve directly. Let's go to the next. I don't want to have more time with this. But here I made a mistake, because the Pokemon evolved or not, this is going to be 10 seconds. That is pretty a lot of time. This probably there is a way to change this. Maybe like saying if this promise if this set and out activates, then okay, 10 seconds. If not, then go directly to the next. I will have to check it. Okay, and you end, and next the second evolution starts, and it's pretty much the same. You have if the style background is not transparent, you activate the set and out with the audio, with the text. You change the class names, and they are visible. The cancel button is visible. Okay, if you activate the cancel button, they are going to the original class names, and after that the cancel button disappears. Well, not disappears, but is hidden again. You add the event to the cancel button, and you resolve, and if not, you resolve too. Okay, we have another empty promise, only to have the animation enough time, and we end the evolution. And we have another temporal constant to change the sources of the images, and the audio evolution complete, and we create a background style transparent, and the visibility of the second image is hidden, and again we change the class names, and the visibility of the button is hidden again, and we have a test. Congratulations. And if this okay, sorry, I didn't mention this. The evolution animation starts if the background is transparent, but anyway we need a condition for the end of evolution. If the class name of the first image is evolved, that means the evolution started, so the evolution has to end. But if the class name of the first image is not evolved, that means the evolution hasn't started, so it doesn't need to end, so we can go to resolve. And after all of this, we have the async function with a chain of promises, and one await the other, after all of this, we can push again the start button, because when you press the start button you cannot press it again, because that will be pretty stupid. Okay, and we call to the async function, and all of this code, a long code, all of this is an event, and this event goes inside the button. Well, in the JavaScript of Res we had a long event too. 192 minus 12, 180 lines for this 7, and this 7 more, no? 10 from 10 to 217, 260 code lines. So I'm sorry if a senior programmer is watching this. I'm very sorry for this. So okay, let's see it again. Let's watch it again. Start the trade. The Pokeball goes one way, then it goes the other way, then the trade ends, then we start evolution, and the gravel is going to evolve to golem, and we can cancel it. You cancel the evolution, you're a monster. And the hunter is going to evolve to Gengar. Congratulations, your hunter evolved into Gengar. And now we can start the trade again, and we can do the trade. It has not a limit. You can do the trade all the times you want. I don't know who will do that, but okay, you have the possibility. And now you have a Gengar, and your friend has a Graveler, and the Gengar is not going to evolve because it already evolved, but the 10 seconds are going to pass anyway because I didn't change that. So okay, after 10 seconds the Graveler is going to evolve into a Golem, and this time we are not going to cancel it, and the Graveler is going to evolve, and the Graveler evolve into a Golem. And congratulations. sorry sorry, a lot of time talking. My throat is starting to be I don't remember the word. Well, it doesn't matter. So okay, this pretty much is the second subproject. We can already go to the third project, the Pokemon Yellow project, let's call it that. Okay, now I'm going to put the free files, sorry, and I need to pause the video one moment, the recording. I need to drink some water, and I will try to be to do this part fast, because this is already a long video, and well, this pass is my favorite, but it has not a lot of things. It has a long code, but it's pretty simple, and it was not something that I learned in the bootcamp. It's something that I have to look for, so it's not really something, how to say this, it's not like applying my knowledge, but more like extending my knowledge and applying it. So okay, I'm going to do a little pause. Well, in the videos you are not going to see this pause, but in case this pause is seen in the video, I had to say it. So okay, be back right now. Okay, so there is one more evolution mechanism, and this is the evolution applying stones. There are stones in the Pokemon games that are elemental stones, and when you use this stone on a specific Pokemon, this Pokemon evolves. And here we have two Pokemon, Eve and Pikachu. The case of Pikachu is simple. You apply the Thunderstone on Pikachu and Pikachu evolve. But Eve is a special Pokemon because it has a lot of ways to evolve, a lot of possibilities. And in the case of stones, we have 3 stones here: Fire Stone, Thunderstone and Water Stone, and it depends. If you apply the Fire Stone, it is going to evolve into Flareon. If you apply the Thunderstone, it is going to evolve into Jolteon, and if you apply the Water Stone, it is going to evolve into Vaporeon. So I thought it would be interesting to do this, but okay, and it's not, for me it was not really enough with clicking in the stone, because that's not how it works. Okay, the rare candy doesn't work in any way in that manner, but I decided to do this. Okay, and you can move the stone, and you can leave the stone there. Why not? And this is an event called drag and drop, and this is not something that we have in the curriculum in Hackaboss. So I asked my CSS and JavaScript teacher Berto. And I want to say thanks again to him for helping me with this, and he redirected me to this event, to drag and drop event, and documentation about this event. So I learned about this event, and I tried to apply it. Okay, so it's some of my partners now. Well, some is late and I tired, and it's difficult for me to speak English. Okay, if some of the people who are doing the bootcamp with me saw this is not something we saw. This is something that I looked for to do this, not part of the curriculum. Okay, so we have 3 stones, 2 Pokemons, and let's see the HTML. You see the JavaScript is pretty long. It's the longest of the 3, and the messiest too. It's the most messy JavaScript file that I have coded in my short life as a programmer. So okay, you have the HTML is a header again. This time you have the H1 with the link. You have a nav. Okay, this time is only a nav again, but you have 2 ULs. You have one UL with Eve and Pikachu, and you have another UL with the 3 stones. Let's put it again here. Oh. Didn't know about this glitch. I will have to investigate it. Okay, you can use the Firestone on Pikachu. So okay, and we again have multiple images, one over another, one image over another image, and in the case of it there are 4 images, and in the case of Pikachu I put 3 because, well, I decided to do an Easter egg, a little joke and I will talk about it later. So the free image in the case of the Pikachu, 4 in the case of Viv, and because of this, because there are 4 and 3, I couldn't do again the what I did in the red project, that I say, okay, there are 3 images in each of these positions, so I can name them images 1, images 2, images 3. But this time, because it's not like that, it's not as a equal relationship, I couldn't do that again. Well, it was an equal relationship in the blue project because there were 2 images, but because they have to change sites, it was pretty complicated for me to refer to them in a non-specific way, and this time it was like something like that, but in another way. Sorry. Okay, we have the UL with an li if and li Pikachu with 3 and 4 images, UL stones with 3 li, 3 images, fire, thunder, water. Okay. And the CSS, this time I decided to try a grid because I used the Flexbox too much, and the grid template is more useful, and I haven't practiced it enough, so I decided to use it this time. And this is basically a grid. This is a grid, an auto grid, template rows, 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, and okay, all the items in the center. We have the animation. Again, all the pages have this animation that is an sliding, but that's not the important part. That is just for making it prettier, nothing more. We have the J8, another grid in the nav. This is a grid with 2 rows, and we have another grid. A lot of grid inside grids. Maybe it's a better way to do all of this. As I said before, if some of you that are watching this long boring video, know of a better way to do something of what I did in JavaScript, CSS, HTML, please write to me, where you can write it in the YouTube comment section or in one of my networks that I will link to you in the description. So okay, we have an UL Pokémon's grid, and they are 2 Pokémons in a column, 1 column, 2 columns, and here we have 3 columns, 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns. There has no much more. And another grid. Oh my gosh, why did I do another grid? I'm not sure if I needed a grid here. I need a grid in the li. I think it was not necessary, but okay. Maybe if I didn't put that, it gives me some kind of error of glitch. Not sure right now. And percents again, but this time they are not that important. And okay, the position relative and the absolute and the hidden visibility, as you have shown, I play a lot with positions, with visibilities, and with class names. Is my way of resolving the problems that this little project gave me. Okay, absolute hidden, and okay, cancel button. This time we create again the cancel buttons and the paragraph, because this time the position is not that important. So okay, we create a paragraph and we create the cancel buttons. Oh, sorry. we create the cancel buttons, no problem. How dare you to cancel the evolution, because I'm the creator of this. Yeah, and we have again the ball and evolve2 and the ball and evolve2 animations. Those are pretty much the same. So let's go with JavaScript, and oh my gosh, this is the messiest JavaScript I have ever wrote. So okay, I have to do it in a specific way, and I have to do it before the function, before the event, because drag and drop worketh a little bit different than the other events. So this time I had to do it different. Yeah, this time I didn't do an arrow function. Maybe I could have I could have done. I didn't remember the participle of do. That's a pretty beginner mistake. Maybe I could have done an arrow function, but I didn't try. I studied this drag and drop event, and in the samples I saw they didn't use the drag and drop function, so I decided not to use it. But maybe I could have used it. I'm not sure about it. So okay, we say okay, the lip1, lip2, the images, all of them, image of Eve, of Vaporeon, of Jolteon and Flareon, image of Pikachu, Angry Pikachu and Raichu, and the stones, all image of Lee, the HTML. Oh, well, I prefer this way. It's better for me, for show to you. Okay, we have the HTML, and I say all the of this free. I can select more than one. Well, anyway, all this free in this constant, and every one of them in one of these constants. And I create the audio, I create the text, I put the text in the header, append child, and I put a class to the text, pretty much the same. And here is where the magic starts. So okay, I create an event, on mouse down event, and this event is going to, in the moment I click, the event starts. I click, but it's not click exactly, it's more like only when I click down. I'm not sure how to say it, because if I click up, this is going to happen. I click down and I click up, and this happens. Okay, and I can move the stone. Okay, so I say okay, the target this time is the stone, and the position of, in the moment I take the stone with the mouse, the position is absolute, the theta index is 1000, the width is 5%, because that's just because it was the better person, and the cursor is pointer. The pointer is this. Okay, the moment I click, I can move this all around, and the stone is now part of the document of the body, because it can move. And now I say okay, I want the stone to move with the mouse. So for this I use clean X, page X, and get bounding clean rec, and these are a little technical functions. Well, no, this is a function. This is not exactly a function, but I'm not sure how to call it. Okay, getBounding client rec gives you the position of the stone in relation, the coordinates of the stone. Client X gives you the coordinates of the mouse, but only in the viewport, not the wallet document, only what you will see. And page X gives you the coordinates of the mouse in all the document, not only what you see, the entire document. Okay, so you say to the JavaScript the position of the stone style left and top is going to be the position of the mouse in the document minus the position of the mouse in the viewport minus the position of the stone, and that is and that in pixels, and that pretty much makes that the stone moves at the same time at the same time that the mouse, so you are moving the stone. It creates this effect. I have to recognize I don't truly understand it, because I have only studied it to do this, and I was more like, okay, this works and I kind of know how it works, but I'm not interested in learning more because I only needed this for this little project. And I have to be sincere, I'm not sure about the work. I have to say that, but pretty much I understand it that way, that you are like saying it that the position of the stone is going to be the same as the mouse, so it's going to move with the mouse until you click up, and the stone is in the position that you let it. So okay, a function move path and a function on mouse move, so the stone and the mouse move at the same time. And you add this event of the mouse move to the mouse. When you move the mouse, the stone moves at the same time. And this is all this is all inside the mouse down event. All of this starts when you click down. You click down and the function mouse activate, and the stone moves at the same time that the mouse. Okay, so the important part is when you click up, when on mouse up. In the moment that you click up, you remove the mouse map function from the mouse, so the stone doesn't follow the mouse. And here comes another important part. We create a variable. Maybe it could be a constant. I put it as a variable because it says so in the documentation, but maybe it could be a constant. Anyway, it's a variable. The variable is in the element below the stone, and because if you just lift the stone, the element below is the stone. The mouse only recognizes the stone and not what is behind. In this case, there is nothing, but if you just lift the stone over the Pikachu, the mouse is not going to recognize the Pikachu, and is only going to recognize the stone. So how do we change this? This is pretty stupid when I think about it. It's just you say to the stone, now you are going to hidden, but only for a moment, and for this moment the mouse is going to recognize the element below, and then you are visible, stone hidden true. In the moment I click up, it's so fast that you can see it, but in the moment I click up, the stone goes like black, goes hidden and visible. But in that little time, that is, I don't know, maybe milliseconds, not sure. In that little time, the document already identifies the element that is below the stone, and we can assign it to variable element below. And I say, okay, if the element below has a class name and this class name is droppable, we activate evolution. And here is where comes the the duplicate code and a lot of the same code with different variables, because I don't know how to do it better, and I really I wish I could do it better, but not right now. I have to study more and to practice more. So okay, anyway, if the element below is droppable and if and Pikachu are droppable, we start the evolution, and we say the parent element of the element below is going to be the constant parent, and we are going to remove the mouse up event, because this was a thing that gave me a few headaches. Okay, when I drop the stone on the Pikachu, well, sorry, in the if or this damn glitch, I have to know, I have to investigate why does this. Shouldn't do this. Why? Anyway, I have to investigate it. Never happened to me when I tried. So now I'm like, okay, now I'm recording the video and it's giving me mistakes and glitches, and it's like, why? Damn it. Well, it's part of the process. You discover new glitches and you like try to correct them, no? Or correct is maybe not the word. Well, you try to improve your code. So I'm not sure why it does that, but I will investigate it. So okay, the thing is, when I drop the element, the stone, on the Pikachu or the if, I decided that if I drop the stone in any place of the document, the stone is going to be in that place. Sorry, this has to be horrible to listen to someone going on your ear. I'm not sure in which place of this long code is. Here is. If the element below doesn't have a class name, the stone style left and top is the place where I just put it. This is the place. Oh, sorry. And it's going to be there. The page X minus if X. The last place where I click up, that is going to be where the stone is going to be. Okay, but I decided that I didn't want the stone in the middle of the evolution, so I said if I let the stone over if or a Pikachu, then the stone is going to be in the LIS1, well, in this case because it's the Firestone, in the LI place. So in the moment I drop it on the Pikachu, the stone goes to the original position. In this case the LIS position, the first LI position, because it's the Firestone. If it's the Water Stone, it's going to be like this. Okay, but I'm not sure why when I do this it goes to there. I'm pretty confused right now. If some of you have any idea of what it does this, please tell me, because I have to investigate it. Anyway, Okay, so there we have a lot of duplicate code, and it's all my fault because I wrote this code. Okay, if the element below is if and the stone class name is fire, first the stone is going to return to the position, original position. Next, the image of if and the image of lion are going to enter the evolution animation, and the visibility of the flaring image is going to be visible. Second, I'm not going to be able to move any other stone. I can move any of these stones, and now I'm seeing another problem. This is not in the good place. What the fuck? This time they are, but if I... and this time too, but if I do this... oh no, this time they are in the good place. I don't understand why, but maybe it was a temporal glitch. But I can move the other stones. I can't. Not possible for me. Okay, not possible for me, because I don't want another evolution to start when I'm evolving if, because in the games you evolve one Pokemon and then another, not all the Pokemon at the same time, at least not in the first games. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, you can move any other stones, the audio change to the evolve file, the text content change, and we create no, okay, I was saying before, because I forgot about explaining the remove event listener mouse up, and it has to do with this. Okay, no, it hasn't to do, but there are two problems that I have. Okay, when I drop the... what the fuck, why do you do that? Why? Don't understand. Okay, just stay there. This doesn't do the same. I don't understand. It's only this. The other stones were fine. It's only the firestone. Has to be something about this. I don't know. I will have to investigate. Anyway, when I take the water stone and I drop in the if, the JavaScript is going to say, okay, what is behind the water stone? Is if, and its class name is droppable, so I'm going to start evolution. But because I said that the water stone is going to return to this place, original, the document was going, the JavaScript was going to say, what is behind the stone? If is droppable, yes. If is droppable, yes. If is droppable, yes. Pikachu is droppable, yes. And it's going to start the two evolutions at the same time. I'm not sure if because when I drop, the stone do this movement in a millisecond, but original, the stone was going to read all these class elements below. It's going to be height, visible, height, visible, height, visible, height, visible. Was reading the class names droppable, 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 and it's going to start this evolution, but also this evolution. So how I decided to evade this problem, I say, okay, in the moment I drop, the mouse up is no longer active, but the mouse up is going to be active again when I click down on one stone, because it's the mouse up, the function mouse up, what activates all this process. So if I disable this mouse up, if I remove this event mouse up, everything is fine. And there was another problem, that is I'm not sure why, but when I drop the stone, okay, it creates me a B button, but for some, I'm not sure why, but before the second time I drop, it created me 2 buttons instead of 1. So how I decided to solve this? I said, okay, I said to the JavaScript, I'm going to create a constant, a big constant, and it's going to create an array of elements which class name with the class name cancel. And original there is going not to be any element with the class name cancel because I didn't create anyone. So if the length of the b constant is 0, you create the cancel button. But if there was already, I remember what this was the same problem of the it was because it wasn't the same problem, because it wasn't because this was going to do drop out, because it was like, okay, I drop one time 1b, but the second time I will drop 2 b's, and the third time 3 b's, and I was not sure exactly why, but it was like the b button existed even when I clicked it. I don't remember exactly why, but I remember that I found this solution, that I say, okay, all the documents with all the elements with the class name cancel, they are the constant b, and this is like an array. Okay, if the length of this array is 0, you create the element button, cancel button. But if you already, I don't know why, but if you already JavaScript, if you already look at the constant b and you, for I don't know how, but if you look at the constant b and there is more than 0 elements in that array, then you don't create more. I only want 1, no more elements, please. It was something like that, like the element persisted after the evolution animation, and I'm not sure why. So it's like in the moment I create I don't know why. This is so frustrating. In the moment I create this B button, in the moment I click the B button is removed, but I'm not sure why. It's like the document still has the B button, the cancel B button. So okay, let's say JavaScript, first you check the length of this constant of b, that is an array of all elements with class name cancel, and if it's 0, you create 1. If it's not 0, you don't create any one. But for some reason you show the one that already exists. I have to investigate it too. I don't remember well, but I know that this was the solution I found, but I don't remember exactly what was the reason of the problem. I remember the problem, but I don't remember the reason and how I came to the solution. But I remember came into this solution, so I assure you this problem was real. Okay, you create the cancel button and you put the handle cancel and the en each. At this time I'm not working with class names, I'm working with IDs, only in the case of the images, not in the case of the buttons. And the IDs are the original because the class are droppable or not droppable, so this time I had to work with the IDs. And okay, you change the ID of if, no, you don't change, you return the images to their original IDs, and the visibility style is hidden, the style of the Flareon image in this case, and you can use the stones again, and the audio is silent, and you remove the cancel V button, or you should remove the cancel V button, but apparently it doesn't work that way, or it didn't work that way. And you clear out a timer that we put for the end of evolution, and a text, and we put the timer, set time function, and we change the ID again to the original, but this time the original image is going to be hidden. And we can use again the mouses, and congratulations, and the audio complete, evolution complete, and etc, etc. And this is all if the image is if the image is if and the stone is standard. It's pretty much the same, but we change a bit of like the position of the stone, and well, this time the image is Jolteon, but it's pretty much the same. It's like duplicate code, handle cancel, pretty much the same. Set time out with 11 seconds, but I already explained why 11. It's a personal choice. And in the case of water, is the same. It's just the same, but it returns to this place. But I'm still puzzled about this thing, because the other stones doesn't do this. It's like the water stone doesn't do this. The stone goes back to this place. The water stone doesn't. Pretty weird. I will have to investigate it. Anyway, with the water stone is pretty much the same. Again, you change. I'm sure there is a better way to do all this duplicate code. I'm sorry for not being able to do it better. The second image evolving to the image of Eve evolving to Vaporeon. Okay, and this is pretty much what happens with Eve. And if you want, I can evolve Eve to the three possibilities. We first have Eve evolving into Flareon, and they are again not in, how I say this, they are not in the same. This is a bit annoying. Well, anyway, in the moment Flareon already evolved, you can evolve it again, because that's not how it works. We have here, if the element below is not droppable and all the evolutions are not droppable, then the stones go back to their original positions, and the test is not possible to use this stone in this Pokemon. Maybe I could have put the Pokemon in a specific, but that would have been a lot of more code, because this JavaScript is so much chaotic, so chaos and entropy and all of that things. Okay, where I was I? If you want to evolve it to Jolteon or to Vaporeon, let's evolve it to Vaporeon first. or maybe you want it to evolve to Jolteon. It's okay. I didn't put an how I say it, a button to return if to its original state, because that's not how it works in Pokemon. That works in Digimon and it's a completely different thing. But in Pokemon, if a Pokemon evolves, it doesn't go back, unless not in the first generation. So if you want if to evolve in another Pokemon, you need another if, or you need to restart the game. And now you can have a Jolteon. Congratulations if evolved into Jolteon. So let's go with Pikachu. And in Pikachu I put a little joke for the Pokemon fans. So if the element below is Pikachu and the stone is fire or water, then that doesn't work. You can use this stone on Pikachu. But if the stone is thunder, then it works, and Pikachu starts to evolve into Raichu. But you already know that I put 3 images in the Pikachu LI, and that was a little joke, because there is a little thing about Pikachu in Pokemon Yellow in the anime, that is that Pikachu doesn't want to evolve. So if I press B, Pikachu is happy because Pikachu doesn't want to evolve in Rage. Pikachu is already happy being a Pikachu, and it's like a characteristic that shares the Pikachu of the anime and the Pikachu of the Pokemon Yellow game. That is your initial Pokemon. In Pokemon Yellow you can choose your initial Pokemon. You have a Pikachu and that's your initial Pokemon, and it's pretty cute and it loves you a lot. and it doesn't evolve because it doesn't want to evolve. So okay, in the moment that you apply the Thunderstone to Pikachu, it starts to evolve. You can move the other stones, auto evolution. Your Pikachu is evolving. If you don't have another V button, it really drove me crazy in the moment I was doing this JavaScript. You don't have another B button, you create a B button. Okay. Handle cancel 2, the second B button, because I create a Lee. I remember why I have another grid. It was because when I create the B button is going to be in a grid with the image of Pikachu. That was why. Okay. If you cancel, the Pikachu is happy. But if you don't cancel, let's see what happens if we don't cancel. Pikachu doesn't want to evolve, and now he's angry. You can evolve. You can make evolve Pikachu against his own will, because that's not how it should be. And that's why I have 3 images, because you think you are evolving Pikachu, but Pikachu is not going to evolve because he doesn't want to evolve. That's pretty much the little joke I decided to put. And now the angry Pikachu is visible, and you can move the other stones, but we already evolved. If we already evolved Pikachu, and because Pikachu already let you try to evolve him, now Pikachu is not going to accept the stone. The stone is not going to have any effect on it because he's angry with you. He's not going to let you try it again. You already betrayed his feelings. You are an horrible Pokemon trainer. So okay, 11 seconds, and that's pretty much the same. If the element below is not droppable, as I said before, the stone goes back to its original position, and if it doesn't have a class name, the stone stays in that position. And you add this this mouse up to the stone, and for every one of the stones you add the mouse down. And these are 357 code lines. 353 minus 27, 320 something code lines. This is not how code should work, but for a beginner like me, I think I did a good job. I like to think so. So this is pretty much all I have to share with you. It has been a long video, almost 2 hours, I think, 2 hours and a half. I'm not sure, and it's pretty late, and tomorrow I have to get up early because I have class. But I wanted to do this video so I could share it soon enough with all of you, and you will be able to see the fruits of my effort. Because well, it's fine to do things, but to show them and if people like them, it's better, no? And I decided to do all of this because I thought that even if I like programming, if I apply programming to things that I love, it will be like better, and it will be good for practicing, and it will be good for learning, or at least I think so. And I encourage everyone to apply the things that they are studying or working on to things that they love, because I think that's a pretty good exercise to learn and to practice. Well, I don't know if there is something that I forgot to say. It's so, and if in some moment of the video you saw something that I didn't explain, please let me know. If you know a better way to do some of this, please let me know. If you like it, this video, this little project, please let me know. I really enjoy it, but if I know that someone enjoyed looking at it too, I will be I will be very proud of it. I'm already proud of this little job, this little work, but I will be extra proud. There is not much more to say. I will put in the description my social networks and the repository of GitHub, where you could see all of the code that I used. I'm not sure if I will be able to fix some of the code before I put it in GitHub, but eventually I will fix it. I think that's all. Thank you very much. You have seen all the video. If you only went from the start to the end, well, thank you anyway. As I said, I'm still learning, I'm still practicing, and this was just a little project that I decided to do to practice things. I don't know if I will have time to do another projects like this, because the bootcamp is going to be pretty wild from now on, and I won't have too much time to do things like this, but as I already told you, I enjoy it. It was a nice practice, and I hope you all liked it. And goodbyes are about for me, so I'm just going to say thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you continue to watch everything I share on social networks from now on, and well, see you next time.